Hey guys, welcome to another episode of You're Not Alone. It's me, David, once again. This is, I guess, the second week of my weekly video vlogs about depression, and it's 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 been kind of weird. The past week, I'm still taking the medication now every day, and so far I haven't really experienced any positive effects from the medication as of yet. I did get a stronger dosage, so originally I was taking 10 milligrams, now I'm taking 20 milligrams of Lexapro, and it's been like I've been taking that for about almost almost a month now, and I've experienced no changes so far. I'm still kind of somewhat unmotivated, but again, I'm not really necessarily feeling sad on all the time. I'm just dealing with it better. Um, I go see my psychiatrist again at the end of the month, and hopefully we get that straightened out. Um, but that's a little update on the medication that I'm taking right now. Um, I've made some pretty, I guess you could say, life-changing decisions that have come to my attention as of late. Um, I kind of made up my mind to pursue this career no matter what. Just who cares what other people think? Um, Now, I don't know if I'll be successful or not, but I do know is that what I do know is that it's something that I personally chose to do, something that I never get bored of, that I always go to. I have great friends and peers who support and believe I can do it, and teammates that have the same passion as me, and it's gonna be for I think for the next I'm giving myself 3 years. So by 2020, if I haven't really have been successful in esports, I will go back to school, which I'm perfectly okay with because I wasn't gonna I wasn't planning on playing professional Dota for the rest of my life. There's no way. Just like with a professional athlete, like there's no way that a professional athlete can keep on playing, um, like professional football because of injuries and age, and your reflexes die down, and just the strain on your body and yada yada. Um, it's the same way with esports, just not as severe as actual sports, like, or physical sports, I should say. Um, so I was I'm giving myself 3 years till I'm about 23. I'm 20 right now. I'll turn 21 this year. So by the time I'm 23, 24, um, if I haven't really been successful, and what I mean by successful is not like I'm on like this tier one team and we're winning every tournament. I'm like super rich from all these tournament winnings. What I mean, I guess what I mean by successful is that like I won a couple tournaments, major tournaments here and there, but for the most part, I'm stable when it comes to like being on a team. Um, so like I'm like as especially in the North American scene for Dota, there's been a lot of roster changes, and where this region is really infamous for if we don't qualify, if a team doesn't qualify for like a major tournament, or they don't do well in a major tournament, they'll just disband like after the tournament and not really like kind of like stick through it. They kind of just like, oh, like it didn't work out because we got 16th, we got last place, or we didn't qualify, or whatever, and they just disband. And then it's like in a roster shuffle where like there's these like group of players that kind of just like float around. Like they're like stuck in this realm because they can't really like be on like a team for more than a couple of months. And for me, success is just being stable, being just proving my worth. Proving that like I like number one, like this this job can support me financially. But number two, just kind of like it's kind of not like a fling, like, oh, I'll be successful 1 year and then after that like I'll just like disappear. Like I won't be like getting into these, like I just want to be a well-known player, I guess. And I kind of like maintain myself in the professional scene of Dota. That's my goal for the next 3 years. My plan, I'm moving back with my mother in South Carolina, so I will no longer be living in this apartment complex, and I will no longer be living in North Carolina for next couple years. Um, I am kind of saddened that it had to come to this, because a lot of my friends, they live in North Carolina. A lot of my best friends, um, and the fact that like I won't be able to hang out with them as easily as I have in the past. Um, my friends were saddened by because I told them, and they were kind of sad that like I was moving down there. But thanks to technology, I can talk to them on a regular basis. Like we have ways of communicating, so it's not like it's like what Jeff Hardy said in WWE back in 2009 when he left the company. This is not goodbye forever. This is just goodbye for now. And I'm gonna move to South Carolina because my mother wants me to kind of recuperate with her there, which I'm totally fine with. Um, Nice change of pace, getting out of the state and kind of like I'll be next to the beach too, so I'll be able to go to the beach every now and then and kind of relax. Um, and I'll start working a part-time job to help pay off college debt, which isn't a lot of money, from what I've been told. So I should be able to pay it off relatively quickly, I think. But I'm going to be working part-time, about 30 hours a week, I think. Um, the reason why I won't work part-time, full-time, is because I gotta make room for practice. It takes a lot to kind of dedicate yourself to like maintaining a regular practice schedule and like keeping up with like your mechanical skills and game sense and all these other things, and I'm gonna need time to practice. So I said 30 hours max. I think that's totally doable on my end, and it'll. I think for the most part it'll be all right covering financially. Um, I won't be living in an apartment, so I won't be having to pay rent, but most of my money will be going to paying off college debt, which I'm totally okay with. Um, so that's what I have in store for the next couple years. Um, I move out by the end of the month. Um, Again, I'm saddened by me moving, but also at the same time, I'm kind of relieved that like I'm kind of doing what I want to do. Like just just not being like forced into these situations, to like go to school, go to college, get an education, because getting an education and going to college and getting a job that will make you happy in life. Like this, some people, yeah, but for me, no. I think college kind of made my depression a little bit worse, just because I was independent. Um, I don't think I was prepared to be independent. Um, I was kind of molding myself to be this ideal person in the eyes of others that like deep down, like, I wasn't okay with any of this. Um, but I'm, I'm taking the courage to kind of pursue it. You know, just go for it. Um, Nothing's guaranteed. It's how hard you work, and right now, I'm slightly motivated to make it work. I have great teammates. I'm on a team right now. It's kind of been on and off, but it's like we're like a trio essentially. Um, Three people who I think they're my greatest Dota friends. Um, and we kind of meld together. Like we can talk about Dota, we can talk about like other things like anime and like life problems. Like I think they're like my best friends in a sense. You know, like they're really good friends, and like we understand each other. Like we all like go through like we've all been through or are currently going through like similar circumstances. And at the end of the day, we just have this huge passion for Dota. We just want to get better and kind of make something out of it, and also just prove to everyone that like like kind of like they were wrong. Kind of just like in your face kind of thing. Like yeah, we did do it. Like it's your right to like mock us or just like tell us that like it's a false dream, but like we did it. Like we made this happen, and that's kind of what I want to get out of it. I want to prove to everyone that like yeah, like this time that I spent gaming, yeah, to some people, to most people, is considered a waste, and that's fine with that, because most of the time it is a waste. You aren't really doing anything like productive per se, but in my eyes, I think I can go far with this, and I want to give it all I got, you know. Um, I want to live life without any regrets. Um, that being said, I've given myself a time limit. Once again, 3 years, 3 or 4 years, and for the most part, if it doesn't work out, hopefully I paid off my college debt and all that. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna move back to North Carolina, reapply to UNCC, and finish my degree. Because I do like engineering. I love engineering. I love the concepts that I learned from my classes. But I want to finish my degree, and I think I want to be a teacher. Um, I want to teach at my old high school, to be honest, because uh, it's it's a family setting, It's a small school. I don't want to teach at a big school with a lot of kids, a lot of people. Um, it's a friendly environment for the most part, even though they are strict on the rules. But I mean, we were like, even like reflecting on it now, like yeah, like their rules are kind of whack, a little bit, uniform policy and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, they were like, it was a fun setting to be in. Um, as much as I would hate to say it back then, like I think I did enjoy going to high school. I did enjoy like being in that like community, kind of just like learning with my peers or just like talking with my teachers or just like that setting, that atmosphere. It was a very family oriented kind of setting, and I really do miss that. Um, but I want to be a teacher to help people, to help younger folks, teenagers, kind of just be there as a mentor, you know. I just want to like help guide them in a way. Um, I don't want to tell them what to do, but I want to like if they're troubled about something, I want to be there for them, you know. I want to just offer like their support, like show them that like hey, it can happen to anyone. It could happen to your teachers. Exhibit A, like me, you know. A lot of people can't really talk to adults, teachers, or whatever about anything that they've been struggling with because whether it be like an intimidating presence or just like they don't want to like bother them or whatever, but I wanna be there for them. I wanna create a presence where like you can talk to me about anything, and like you can feel safe, and like just talking about your feelings. You know, that's what I want to be to them, and I think yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Um, if I could teach people about like engineering, then yeah, that'd be great. You know, but I think I do want to be like a teacher at my old school. When I if once I finish my 3 year journey through professional Dota. Um, and you know what? That's what I have so far. Who knows? It might change. Um, but this I'm taking this 3 years not to like pursue what I want to do, but kind of just like expand my library a bit. Because I've been so like self-focused on like going to school, getting good grades, earning a degree, finding a job, be content with life. Like that's what I was like brought up to like kind of do. Um, but I kind of want to explore, get new hobbies. I've been writing kind of like a personal story in a sense. I've been writing like a light novel of sorts. It's it's about it's not completed yet. But it's kind of like free writing in a sense. I like some days like one day I just get like super inspired to kind of just write, and I just like spend like 30 minutes just typing on a computer, writing like the beginning of a story. And there's this one story that like I really got into. Um, I kind of want to make it like a manga, so to speak. But the story is about a high school boy who he was going through depression, and he's just like he's not really feeling like I guess super like sad, but he's just feeling like he deserves this. Like he just kind of just like the gods above kind of just like this is him like like paying like for his sins or something like that. Um, like he has no right to like be happy, so to speak, and like he's going through this, and all of a sudden he meets this girl, and she she's like the opposite of personality. While he's kind of like monotone, quiet, and kind of isolates himself from others, she's like very energetic, very outgoing, and very forward as a person in nature. And she takes a very keen interest to the protagonist, um, and she makes it uh, she makes it her like mission by the end of high school to like help him like help him overcome his depression. And over time, um, well, I guess that's the synopsis for it now. I haven't completed the story. I just started on it actually a couple days ago. But it sounded like a little bit is a bit cliche, like you have this protagonist, like he has like a certain background, then all of a sudden he meets this girl, and then his life changes. But I think it's kind of like, while it might be cliche, like I think it's like something that like most people in general kind of like want to happen, like a fantasy. Not just for like meeting, like not just for guys, but like for girls too. Girls would probably want to meet that like that Prince Charming, so to speak. That one person to kind of like, oh, he's like the perfect one for me. He changed my life essentially, and I'm the same way. I wanna meet a person that would, you know, kind of has that would have that effect on me. Um, and I guess like that's I guess I'm trying to make it like a psychological like romance kind of novel, because I'm a romantic by heart. I don't really like, like hookups or anything. I'm like a pure like classic romantic, like kind of getting to know the person better, and eventually like taking the time, I guess. And it's a learning process, for the most part, because sometimes I rush scenarios, other times I'm way too late on scenarios, and then they've already moved on, or like I miss the cues. But for the most part, I don't want like a short term like hookup kind of thing that most people in society nowadays is considering the norm. I want something genuine. Um, that's just for me anyway. But this story I'm gonna probably write like over the next couple of years too. Um, I kind of want to portray like another like my own stories, so to speak, into my characters. Um, the main character, I haven't given him a name yet. um, it's kind of a portrayal of me, so to speak. Um, like similar circumstances, some references to like my life here and there, but like for the most part, like it's kind of like my own fantasy world, so to speak. Um, and the main heroine, the female lead, I guess she's kind of like my portrayal of the, I guess, the perfect girl for me. Someone who's kind of opposite of my personality. Um, someone who like, even though she seems way too straightforward and like kind of weird and kind of like abnormal at times, she means well, and she has genuine feelings for wanting to save the protagonist, or save me. You know, um, that's what I kind of hope for in the future. Um, but that's what that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I hope the plot sounds interesting, but right now it's a work in progress. I only written like a couple pages, like 6 pages or so, and it's all kind of rushed. I need to put more detail into the scenery, but I got the general like layout of like each scene. I just gotta express it in more detail. Um, but a side project that I'm working on as well for my 3 years. Um, I will still continue doing these videos even if I'm at my mom's place or not, cause well, it's something that I want to do. Um, I'll still make these weekly or so, um, but yeah, it's a bit scary, but at the same time, it's comforting to kind of like kind of know that like, hey, like, yeah, you're stepping out into the world, you know, doing something that's completely abnormal, but I mean, like, you have people who are supporting you, people who believe in you, and all that really matters is that like you give it your all, and if it doesn't work out, hey, you tried it, you gave it a shot. And most people, nowadays, they don't. Some people, they don't have the courage, to go out and do stuff that they want to do, you know, and I guess like I'm not trying to like harp on, I guess, people who haven't, like gone out and done what they wanted to do, but like I just kind of want to be like a motivating person, for anyone. Like whether it's like your interest is in music making, or just like, or like professional football or whatever. Like you should just do it like now when you're young, you know. Um, there's really no shame in kind of like taking time off school. Tons of people do it all the time, and they're better for it because they get life experience, and that's what I kind of want to get out of all this life experience, so I can be a better person, better prepared. Um, but yeah, it's just I want to be that kind of light that like, hey, like I'm just an average person and I made this work, so you shouldn't be scared, and you should just go out and do whatever you want, you know. Um, do whatever you want, because you only get one life, and it all like every life ends the same way. It's how you kind of progress to that point. As my old robotics coach would always say, it's all about the journey, you know. And that quote is resonating with me a lot right now. So thank you, Miss Lusty, for that quote. Um, but yeah, it is all about the journey, and hopefully, I'm gonna run into some dark spots, some bumps in the road, but it's like in I guess Rocky, I think the movie was where he said Sylvester Stallone says yeah, you're gonna get hit like a bunch of times, but life's gonna come at you and it's gonna hit hard, but the only determining factor is how you handle the hit, and you get up and you move on, and that's what I want to do. Depression, like what I'm going through right now, that's a major roadblock for me, and it still is, but it's a hit, it's a huge hit, but I think I'm recovering well. Even though it's not a ton of progress, I don't expect myself to get better within the next couple months, but I'm seeing small progress, in a sense. Very small progress, but progress is progress regardless. So, I think that's all the time I have today. Thank you guys for supporting me, and by taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I'll be coming out with another video next week. Please realize that you are not alone when going through depression, stress, or anxiety. As much as we tend to believe that we are alone, we aren't. Like we don't have to. You don't have to feel like you have to contain it all to yourself. There are people out there wanting to support you. Wanting to help you in any way that they can. So you just got to take that first step and reach out. You're not alone. Something that I tell myself every day. When I feel down, sometimes I feel like, hey, like no one understands what I'm going through. Well, but after I take a minute and kind of think about what I just thought, I realize that well, I mean, there are tons of people out there who are going through similar things, that we just haven't reached out to one another to kind of help each other. So please realize that you're not alone when dealing with this, and that no matter what, depression is still depression, stress is still stress, and anxiety is still anxiety, no matter what. No matter how severe, we all are going through the same thing in the end. Reaching out and getting help is the first step towards recovery. It's awkward at first, trust me, I know. But once you take that first step, it gets much, much easier. So, thank you once again, guys, for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.